Hi everyone, welcome to Land and Sea. I'm Jane Ady. For many Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, there's nothing better than a day out on the bay. And of course, many make their living out here. This week, we're going to introduce you to some of the people who connect ocean lovers and fishermen to the sea. They use fiberglass and aluminum to build boats. Fresh air and a wide open ocean. Skimming the waves near Glovertown is Byron Collins' idea of heaven.
Just the freedom. Once you get outside the entrance to the marina, you're free to do whatever you want, go where you want. No stop signs, no speed limit, no yield signs or nothing like that. It's just great. I love it. I love it.
And Byron has been helping others steer their own course on the water for decades. Byron started building aluminum boats back in the early 80s. Before that, he'd been working as a welder in Labrador with the Iron Ore Company of Canada.
I decided to finish up my job there, come home, and do what I really wanted to do, and that was start a business. And that was in 1979.
His company is called Fabtech Industries, and his very first line of products back then was for fish processing.
Somebody mentioned the fact that the fish plants were really getting into the aluminum products. All the freezers, for instance, where we'd have wooden racks in there, that's all coming out. It has to be aluminum racks. So we jumped on that, and it worked. Going through here like this.
Now back then, word around town was that Byron Collins was a welding whiz.
That makes it better when you got 5.
They used to say he could weld anything, from the crack of dawn to a broken heart. So it wasn't long before Byron started producing more than just gear for fish plants.
I got thinking, you know, I've always had an interest in boats.
Byron started developing boat designs. All the while, he was still making fish processing equipment, but in the early 90s, the cod fishery collapsed.
We got into the cod moratorium in 1992. And our sales went from 1992, which we already had sales booked for that year. In 1993, we were down by 55%, just like that.
So Byron shifted the focus of Fabtech Industries to boats and hoped the strategy would pay off. And it did. Now the business turns out 120 silver dolphins a year.
We never thought it would ever get to the stage where it is right now, but it just grew every year. It was growing and growing, you know?
Fabtech's designs arrive in pieces, pre-cut. Welders work their magic to bond the sections together in a durable metallic union.
They are fully welded, no rivets, which means there's no rivets to work loose and leak. And the hull is 100% fully welded. That's going to be an 18-foot open right there. Should be done within 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, bigger, fancier boats take longer.
We had one there last week that we took out. He's been working on this boat for over the past year. And the electronics he had in that, I told him that he should call it Air Force One. Because I think there's no more electronics in Air Force One as in this thing, right?
So people really trick them out sometimes.
Oh, they do.
Big or small, Byron says support from Newfoundland and Labrador commercial and recreational buyers has been strong.
When I go rough salvage fishing now in the summertime, and you just scan the horizon, you see silver dolphins everywhere, just going around, you know? And that's just here in this bay.
And you'll see a lot of Fabtech's boats in Canada's north, too. Interest there took off in the 90s. Those owners in Nunavut are taking their silver dolphins to places with breathtaking scenery and using them in traditional hunts.
Even in the Yellowknife, on the Great Slave Lake, there's boats there, and all up to the coast. Northern Quebec got a lot of our boats as well, Kuujjuaq area, and right across the north, Baffin Island, all the way across.
Hauling them up on beaches in some of the most remote shorelines in the country.
What does he drive on her?
Selling boats has given Byron great satisfaction over the years, and so has creating employment for people who like to be close to home, like him.
How's it going there, Mike?
How's it going?
Michael Paul used to be a welder in Alberta and in Nunavut. Rotations of 6 weeks on and 2 weeks off at home were hard on his family.
You didn't have much of a life. You never had a whole lot of time when you were home before you were going back again, and it's not worth it to me anymore at all.
Now his job is just a 20-minute drive from his home in Gambell.
It means everything to be able to go home, see my wife, kids, family every night. It means everything. It does.
A little more. All right.
Those close connections mean a lot to Byron, too. His son Jason Collins and his family now run the business. Byron finds it hard to stay away from the operation he started. He's still excited to see boats leaving Glovertown for new owners who'll soon get out on the water.
It just does your heart good to look at it, you know, and say, well, gee, we designed and built this product, and people are buying them and really enjoying the use of them. Very much satisfaction, yeah.
When we come back, more successful boat builders in rural Newfoundland using fiberglass. When one of these beauties is anchored in the southwest arm of Green Bay, you can be sure Brad Burt will get a nice view. It's one of the things he loves most about boating.
It's nice, well, this time of year, there's a few icebergs around. It is very relaxing. It's pretty free out here.
And Brad can be on the water anytime he wants. There's always a boat or two tied up at his wharf here in Kings Point. Or there's one under construction at his business, Green Bay Fiber Products, a fiberglass operation that started in the early 80s. Brad's father invested in the venture with some other local businessmen.
I started working here when I was 11 years old, summertime, after school, and it was interesting to see how all the hustle and bustle was so busy here. There was a year they built 295 boats. And at that time, this place was working on 3 shifts. They took Saturday evening off and Sunday morning. There were 24 employees.
They were turning out longliners, smaller fishing boats, and lots of pleasure craft. By 1991, Brad's parents were the sole owners, but the business took a hard hit, and they lost everything. The next year, the cod moratorium was announced, and that almost did them in. But they persevered, and today, under Brad's guidance, fiberglass boats are still being made in almost the very same way they were back in the 80s. Every boat starts in a mold.
First step would be the paint, which we call gel coat. It's a resin-based paint. So essentially, you're starting inside out. The first layer is the paint, and then you build your layers of fiberglass.
So the paint is what people see on the outside of the boat.
That's right.
So it starts with the outside, and you work your way in.
Exactly.
This mold is for the seats and lockers that'll sit inside the boat's hull. Workers spray a layer of cloth fiberglass strands and then cover it with a liquid resin. They roll out the resin to make sure it gets into every nook and cranny. Then they leave it to cure. Once dry, they do it all again and again. Layers of fiberglass, layers of resin. Roll, cure, repeat.
This hull recently came out of the mold. It's not trimmed yet, but this boat has all the layers in it now.
9 layers of fiberglass and resin in the bottom of the boat, 7 layers on the sides. A little rough looking now, but it won't be long before it's sitting on a trailer ready to go.
Depending on the size and style, an open commercial boat, say in a Kings Point 205, we can have that one completed in 2 weeks.
This is one of their newest models, going to a lobster fisherman in Old Fort, Quebec.
Instead of having bulkheads across the boat, you wanted a completely open deck. I think mainly for space, for carrying traps, lobster traps and gear. So yeah, I mean, we've done several like this before. It creates a lot of space in your boat, right? Lots of room.
It's a big boat.
It's a big boat, it is.
And there's a big demand for boats of all sizes in Newfoundland and Labrador and in other markets too. Meeting that demand hasn't always been easy.
Finding workers was a problem.
In 2014, Brad's dad was able to bring in workers from the Philippines. And now there are 5 Filipinos on staff. They've brought their families to Kings Point too.
They've proven to be great for our business and the community.
Rondell Canonigo has been working for Brad in Kings Point for 3 years.
I'm at peace because it's a very peaceful place and most of the people are kind, so that's why I love this place. And everyone's, even my family, getting used to living in here, in Kings Point.
Brad says people all over the province are realizing that Newfoundland and Labrador has a lot to offer, and that has been driving demand for boats.
Ever since COVID, when people were doing less traveling, they weren't going out of the province, they weren't going on trips, people started to look, geez, there's a lot of things we can do at home, right? And boating is one of them. I mean, our summers are getting better. To get out and go into the beaches and different coves and around the islands, and there's so much to see.
Kings Point has a lot of beauty and a lot of boats. Just a short spin across the bay, there's a second boat building business. Coastal Voki started in 2007.
So what are we looking at for a timeline?
Nicole Voki is one of the owners at Coastal Voki. Her father started the business, but she charted a different course.
Honestly, I had no plans of being involved in boat building in the early years.
Nicole did a business degree and then became a chartered accountant. When her parents started talking about retiring, she knew it was time to get on board.
I said, well, you know, we got to figure it out. We got a wonderful thing going, and it has to stay in the family. So, you know, right away my husband jumped on it, and then my brother-in-law, and then I came along as well.
Now they turn out an average of 150 boats a year. Most are sold to buyers in Newfoundland and Labrador, but they're growing their markets in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Ontario. Nicole says East Coast boat builders are making a name for themselves on the national scene.
We were involved in the Toronto Boat Show just this past fall, and we saw other Newfoundland boat builders there, so it's great to see that. When we say, well, you know, this is a Canadian-made boat made in Newfoundland, they're like, oh, wow, in Newfoundland.
While the bulk of Coastal Voki's business is pleasure craft, they build a lot for the commercial fishery. And occasionally, there's a contract for a boat to get visitors out on the water.
Nicole, this is a pretty big boat. Tell me about this one.
So this one is a 45-foot tour boat. This one is designed for up to 49 passengers, and it's going to be doing tours here in Newfoundland is the plan. This is the biggest tour boat that we've done. We've done others 23-footers and 28-footers, but this is definitely the biggest one. It's going to be nice to see it on the water, that's for sure. This is a new venture, so yeah, I think they're going to try out the tour business.
They're going big.
Yeah, exactly. Go big or go home.
No matter the size or the carrying capacity, Nicole says there's satisfaction with every build.
Seeing a customer enjoying our boat on the water, you know, it gives you a sense of pride.
Yet another rural boat builder when we come back, casting fiberglass for land lovers too. On the wharf near Centerville, Bonavista Bay, you'll find lots of large working boats. There's a few silver dolphins from Glovertown geared up for the fishery. Of course, there's no shortage of pleasure craft waiting for their time on the waves. Glenn Meadus is out in his every chance he can get. He has the same feelings as most boat owners do about cruising.
When you leave land behind, it just seems like work is left behind, all life stresses and everything in the world is all left behind, and you just enjoy yourself on the water, enjoy what you're doing.
For many years, Glenn sold fiberglass to boat builders around the province. And then in 2003, he got into that business himself. Glenn took over a well-established company, Seabreeze Boats in Centerville. And he's been amazed by the demand in the local market.
The boating industry has exploded in Newfoundland over the last 15 years. I don't know where they're all going, but I'm just happy they're still moving. The most popular boat in Newfoundland, I would say, is your entry levels are 19 to 20-foot boats.
Once people make the commitment to buy, Glenn says they generally try and get their money's worth.
We've got our, diehard guys that are out in boats in February and March, tur hunting and seal hunting. I mean, our boats are being used 12 months of the year.
And the annual recreational fishery for cod has been a big incentive for boating in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, it's definitely been a major motivator for a lot of people. And that food fishery really has drove the industry to a different level for sure.
With that growing demand for boats has come the challenge of finding workers. Like other fiberglass boat builders, Glenn credits the Foreign Worker Program for allowing local companies to survive. Men from the Philippines and East Africa keep his operation afloat.
In rural Newfoundland, and especially in this area, you look around, it's an aging population. There's no doubt about it. There's not as many younger people around here. I mean, most you see now is moving to the 50-plus stages. So a lot of people are finished their work years. So, I mean, the amount of people you can draw from in these small communities to go to work is getting less and less every year.
Seabreeze boat customers are in the Maritimes, Quebec, and Ontario, and recently a small number in the United States. Still, the main buyers are right here in the province. If boat sales do slow down, Glenn Meadus is betting on another product geared toward land lovers.
So we've moved into the pool industry.
Fiberglass isn't just great for boat making. You can beat the heat and take a swim right in your own backyard.
So we're in about, what depth are we in here
There's
now?
about 5 feet. Yeah.
So if you're not on the water,
You can be in the water.
you can be in the water.
We take care of both sides of it.
You can select charts, your sonar, or you can do a split screen.
Yeah.
Both.
Yep.
If you want
Meanwhile, back in Kings Point at Green Bay Fiber Products, Brad Bird is hooking up a customer who is keen to be on the ocean.
when you're running,
Reg Baker is nearing retirement. After decades working in Labrador, he's moving home to Grand Bank on the Burin Peninsula and looking forward to time spent on this brand new boat.
When you retire, you can't just sit home and do nothing, right? She's everything that I expected. See what she's like now in the water. That'll be the next thing.
Yeah. But you'll have lots of fun, I bet.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
I'd say there's lots of people in Newfoundland envy you right now, close to retirement and a brand new boat.
Could be.
Yeah, well, I wish you lots of happy days on your new boat.
Yes, thanks very much.
For Brad, it's a happy day too.
Anyway, thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy.
The completion of another land-water connector, and one more ocean lover on his way to contentment in Newfoundland and Labrador's great outdoors.